MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 2500 heavy duty of your dreams.
Really? Of my dreams?
Yeah, you won't find a better selection of Ram heavy duties at prices like these anywhere in California. We have hundreds of new Rams available and more arriving every day. There's a reason we are consistently one of the top Ram dealers, not just in California, but in all of the United States.
Come see the Hoblet difference and get that big city selection and savings with the small town feel. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
13,000 total net savings on select new 2025 Ram 2500 Laramie after 4,500 factor rebates and 8,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include 2,000 select inventory bonus cash, 500 on the job upfit, must show eligible upfit, 5% savings. See dealer for details.
KHD 1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Card Part Saturday, they're riding with you. Best card show in the country, it's true. So saddle up and listen, find out what you've been missing. You can be a card part too.
Hey, you feeling a little off center these days? Noticing creases where you didn't used to have any? Are your corners crinkled? Well, listen up, because it's time for the True Sports Card Show, and we'll have you feeling new and minty in no time. I'm Whitey Gleason. With a quick glance at today's lineup card, we'll be looking at some exciting new releases. I'm very excited about the new releases. Also, we'll look at the New York Giants rookie card Scataboom. That's why I got this on today. Yeah. And details on an upcoming Hall of Famers visit to 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. With more on that, here he is, a man who travels the world in search of rare and exotic cards, braving dust bunnies, the Indiana Jones of cardboard, Aaron Pilati. Yeah!
Again, thank you for doing it exactly as I wrote it. I thought you were going to say rare and exotic birds is usually the word that comes after that, but you said cards.
Cards, yes.
Yeah. Hey, card guy. Are you also the bird guy?
I used to work at a pet store, and one time just me and the son of the owner were there. It's like, you guys can handle it. And, well, we lost a parrot that day. It flew away. So
why was it open? Why was the cage open?
Because we had to clip its wings or something. Or they're fun to bring out. Hey, how you doing? And then, that window's open up. Oh, man. Owner's not going to be happy about that. So anyway.
Okay, you can't finish the story there. What happened? Did the owner get really upset?
Luckily, like I said, the
Did
guy
it fly
who was,
back?
No. The manager that day was the owner's nephew. So obviously he caught a little more heat than I did, but she wasn't thrilled. Like, oh yeah, I was in high school. You guys, I trust you guys. You guys are responsible. We had a day. We had a day that day. But that was
So it was a she or he, the owner?
She, Roberta Gruby of the pet store on Springs Road in Vallejo. I think it's still
how
there.
old were you?
I was in high school.
Oh, so Roberta likely rest her soul.
I think she's still around. I don't know. I think the store's still there. I'm not sure.
I'll tell you what's not around, that bird.
Right.
That bird's probably...
Although they do live a long time.
I was going to say, parrots do live like 100-something years.
Yeah. Probably listening now.
We have really already started 3 minutes in going the wrong direction on this conversation.
But you've got your glasses on, and I've got my helmet on, so I know everything's going to be okay.
I wear glasses. Okay, so let's talk about last week real quick. Let's have some friendly banter before we get into cards. As you know, my birthday was Saturday. Or Sunday, I can't remember which one it was. Oh, Saturday was the 4th, Sunday was the 5th, my birthday. And I had to, go get my license renewed, which required me to get my glasses. I will tell you, I'm a whole new man since I've got my glasses. I don't wear them very often. Mm-hmm. I wear them when I drive. Shout out to the people on the road now. It's a lot safer with me being this way. Mm-hmm. And I also have sunglasses that are prescription as well. So when I don't bring my regular glasses in, I'm the guy that wears sunglasses in a room, look like an idiot or a jerk.
Yeah.
Sunglasses are not. You look the same. Thanks. Yep. And Peg Junk says, Emron with Leatherhead Whitey Gleason.
That's right.
What people can't see that are just on radio right now, Whitey is wearing a 1920s?
Probably.
1920s style football
helmet. Yeah.
Is it even we got something in our ear. It threw me off there for a second. But what I'm saying is that we got this leather helmet, no face mask. It's
Right.
what they used to use.
Yeah.
And you have it in honor of one of our conversation pieces later today.
Yeah, because Cam, we'll get to Cam Scatterwell. He's old school, baby.
Oh, he is old school. He hits like a train. Let's hope he stays healthy.
Yes.
Real Linda, Rio Vista.
Real Linda.
Real Linda's own Cam Scatterwell.
I know we have to get to a call here. Before we do, it's interesting what you notice when you wear glasses while you watch a game. I don't always
I
wear
can
my
see
glasses.
the score.
Yeah,
I can
you know
see-
what? I noticed Malik Monk is African American. It's amazing that it's okay. I've seen the game a little more clearly.
I've seen him, very athletic guy. I'm
Yes.
like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah. So it's like,
Good for you for
right. I should've
instantly
realized
improved
that too.
vision should be on the top of people's lists in those cases.
Right. Yeah. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. This is an unusual way for us to kick off the show. We take a call right away. Jason joins us on the True Sports Card Show. How are you, Jason, and what can we do for you?
I'm calling because I was wondering about, I don't know if you guys could give an update about when the cards for the two rookies, Clifford and the other guy, are supposed to come out. And also the reason why I'm asking is they're starting, Deuce Mason yesterday started saying that he sees, because Clifford's performance last game, he's starting to see him like Halliburton. And when I heard that, and he's not the only one, I've been hearing from other people that they're somewhat relating to Halliburton. So I was just wondering if that's somewhat true, then his cards are going to go up because they're going to relate it to him.
This is Jason.
So,
This is Jason. Okay, Jason, I'll answer one, then we'll take one off air, so that way we continue answering it. We'll start off with Kings. We might as well start off with that, Jason. So as far as the Topps products, they're releasing, I have the date circled on my calendar, 10/23, which is going to be about 2 weeks. That's the new Topps flagship product. You're going to see that everywhere. You're going to see it at Target. You're going to see it at My Store. You're going to see it at Lids. You're going to see it at Barnes & Noble. You'll see it at Dick's.
Very excited.
They're launching this Topps flagship basketball like out of a cannon. You're going to see it everywhere. So keep this in mind when I say this. If it's not a numbered version of the card, it's not going to hold a long-term value, but you'll have Nick Clifford in the Kings uniform. I believe it'll be like pictures of him posed in the uniform, but obviously not in play unless they're going to airbrush in, him wearing Kings jersey.
Summer League stuff.
Yeah, Summer League stuff. Yeah. They may have it, but I think you're going to see posed versions of him in a Kings uniform. And I believe that Maxime Reynaud will be in there too because he's a prominent rookie, even though he was a second rounder, which they don't really focus on too often because they want to be able to save those spots for first rounders. As far as the second part, Jason, you'd asked about Nick Clifford and his position and how he's looked at as Halliburton. And I don't know if I'm still talking to him live or not. Is he?
Yeah,
he's still
you
there.
are.
Okay. Yeah. So when you say that, are you looking at his first game where he did the 10 and I think he did 10 and 8? Was that or 12 and 8? What do you? A lot of assists. Yeah, a lot of assists. Yeah. And they give him a lot of leeway. He's got a nice spin move and a dish off. Jason, what is it that you think that? What is it about him that you believe is more of a Tyrese thing? If that's something that you do you agree with the thought process?
I somewhat agree because I think both rookies actually they're very. I mean, I wish they play him more. I mean, I think this is, I know it's so early, but I mean, if these two combos, can flourish. I mean, we're talking about maybe, I know it's way before, but a Stockton and Malone type.
That's exactly
combo.
what I was going to say. I'm just kidding. You prefaced way early. Here's the dilemma that we face as Kings fans, or even a Kings organization. Remember the Warriors about 4 years ago with Kuminga and Moody and Podziemski? Well, Podziemski's a little newer than 4 years ago, but they had this mix of older generation, Curry, Clay, Draymond.
Yeah, Wiseman at the time, two timelines.
Yep. Two timelines at the same time. I think we're there. And the enthusiasm and excitement that happened in the home game with the rookies and the young guys playing the second half while the veterans were sitting on the bench. Again, they were playing against other rookies, so you can't really take. It's like second string playing against second string. It's not indicative of how they would play, but the excitement in the room. I think people in the Kings fandom would sit there and go, I'm okay with tanking this season and really just letting the young guys play and letting Debo and Zach and, Schroeder and all these guys, maybe we don't go on that timeline. And I think we're kind of, and Whitey, I would like you to jump in on this, please, because you talk about this every day, but what are your thoughts on that 2 timeline game?
Yeah, thank you, Jason, for checking in.
Yeah, thank you, Jason.
We appreciate it. Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, Jason.
That was Anthony, not me. That was Anthony.
You mentioned that Deuce had compared Nick Clifford to Tyrese in some ways. I was here yesterday during the Drive Guys show with Henry Turner. He said the same thing. He said, hold on, I'm not saying he's Halliburton. He said there are certain elements of Nick Clifford's game that are Halliburton.
He's got ingredients.
Yeah.
Ingredients
and one
of
thing is
Halliburton.
he has the court vision, and he's got that distributor mindset. And let's see, last night, it was a tough watch last night, by the way, just because of the feed. He had, last night he had only 2 assists, but he had 15 points. So he's playing real well. I mean, the whole thing, Stockton Malone, fans are going to fan. But
here's what I would say is that,
maybe Stockton and Modesto, but not Stockton Malone. And that's okay. That's okay.
It's okay. Modesto's a great place. And so is Stockton. I would say this, when we first had the draft, I was like, who and who?
Yeah.
Right? Clifford and who? Maxime who? And as I started digging deeper into, for example, NBADraft.net, I like to go on there and find out a little bit more about players that are drafted by the Kings. Because for many years, as a Kings fan as I have been, as many of you have been, our Super Bowl was always the draft.
Yeah.
It wasn't the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So we would always look forward to the draft and cross our fingers. But when I was hearing that Nick Clifford was actually more of a lottery pick than anything else, but he just happened to be going to a small school, so didn't get the attention and eyeballs. And Maxime, being at Stanford, was more of a back-end first-round draft pick potential. You look at this, these guys were drafted farther than their actual positions of where they should have gone. And we'll see. I mean, it looks like it. We're seeing it.
Yeah,
and I'm really excited about Clifford. In fact, I find him to be more of a better distributing point guard than Devin Carter.
Yeah, we talked to both those guys, Kyle Draper and I, on Media Day, and it was interesting to me because we talked about that with both of them. Devin Carter was kind of guarded, hey, I never played point guard before, whereas Nick Clifford's yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
He didn't have, as a scorer, he wasn't ball hogger scorer type of thing.
Right.
He was no, I'll figure out my stuff in the flow here.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. I think this year, to your larger point about the roster, I think this year is kind of set up so they can go both ways depending on where they are at the deadline. But I think it's kind of a development year that's disguised as a win now year. And I wouldn't be surprised if they don't get off to a very good start, if they do start kind of changing up the roster at the deadline as far as the value of some of their players.
I think the challenge comes into the financials of it all. When you have both Sabonis and Levine making $40 million a year each, it's difficult to try to piecemeal that. Remember how difficult it was for the Bulls just to get out of Levine's contract? Nobody wanted that contract. How could you do it again? So when you're looking at the timeline, it's not just the age of the players, but it's also the financials of it and being able to break that down. Because then you're getting a bunch of Dario Saric's.
Well, he was on fire last
time. Yes, he was. I'll give him that. So maybe they're auditioning some guys so that way they can say, hey, anybody want him for a second rounder and a rookie?
Mm-hmm. By the way, my scalp is really itching since I put this on. Is that bad?
I don't want to tell you who wore that ahead of before you.
It just seems like that's probably not a good thing. But yeah, also the point about the cards coming out this month. I'm so excited about that. As you know, collecting Topps basketball, especially the older stuff, is kind of my jam.
It's iconic for us.
So yeah, I'm very excited about it.
In fact, for those of you that don't know, whenever Whitey comes to either our warehouse, our secret location warehouse, or the shop, he's like, got any 1970s basketballs back there somewhere? Because that was only Topps. That's the only company that was represented until 84 when when Star came into the picture. But for the most part, it's always been Topps. So you grew up collecting Topps basketball, and here it comes back. And they haven't had the license in nearly 10 plus years. So this is an exciting time, and I know that Fanatics and Topps are really launching this thing out of a cannon. So expect it to be overprinted, expect it to be everywhere, but expect to have some fun collecting Topps basketball license again.
One thing that people are really looking forward to in this set, it should be the first Wemby autographed in his Spurs uniform
Correct.
cards
Yep.
ever. Yeah.
Yep. And so you're going to see some really cool stuff. You're going to see Curry on-card autos for the first time in Topps. I think maybe ever. I'm trying to think when he came out. He came out in 2009-10 was his rookie year, and Panini was already in action by then. I don't remember if they had Topps back then, but I mean, this is an exciting time. You're going to see some guys for sure for the first time signing, licensed Topps products.
And to Jason's point about the rookies, I don't know. I know in the past when Hoops was the first card set that would come out, they had a lot of rookie autographs. You may know, Emran. I don't know if we're going to have like Nick Clifford and Maxime Reynaud autos available. I don't think we have that information yet. I haven't seen it, but it's something I'm looking forward to finding.
Let me give you 3 names that I think that we should, that as collectors that I would be paying attention to. I think the first name is going to be obviously Cooper Flag. So let's take him off. Let's go with 3 other names. I like VJ out of Philly.
Edgecombe?
Oh man, he is a high flyer. I would say he reminds me of a smaller, not big time smaller, but slightly smaller, Vince Carter. Vince Carter is 6'6", 6'7". VJ, I believe, is 6'3" or 6'4", but that guy can get up. And with McCain having that injury at the beginning of the season, I feel like he's going to get a chance to really put some miles behind his minutes. But I will also share with you, I believe this is a year that Philly says the Joel Embiid experience is over. It's time for us to move on because they've got McCain, Maxey, Edgecombe, Quentin Grimes, I believe, is still on the team. Is it Grimes?
Yeah.
Killer. I mean, that guy was averaging like 23 a game.
He had to work out some things with his restricted free agency.
But he's got it.
Okay, we're good.
They've got a really nice young team. And if you could take Embiid and turn him into something for parts that might fit more with their timeline, Embiid just isn't healthy enough to consider that, but he could still be somebody that pushes somebody, a contender into, even if he gives them about 40 games this year, he could be the factor that makes them win a championship.
Are Cooper Flag autos in this, or is he having an agreement with somebody else?
No,
Okay.
he is exclusive to Topps Fanatics. Right. They signed him early.
I couldn't remember if he'd signed with somebody else.
No. And then Edgecombe I like. I'm not high on Harper this year, but I'm high on Dylan Harper in general. I think it's going to feel a little bit of a weird situation with that Castle, Fox, and Harper. I think that they'll get some clarity of him in rotation probably more next year than this year. I still think the Spurs should have traded for Giannis using that number 2 pick and other stuff. But
some people aren't too enthusiastic about the Spurs this year. Some of the pundits,
and the other one, your head is itchy.
It is a little itchy.
You can take that off. We're on radio.
I can do an hour.
I can do an hour. And you're scratching and flaking your way through. I feel bad for whoever's next on that mic. They're going to see nothing but hair follicles falling all over it from me scratching. The other one that's proving to look like he's somebody is Ace Bailey. He dropped a little bit in the draft as he went to the Utah Jazz, and there was conversations about him not wanting to be there, but it looks like this guy's going to be what they thought he was going to be. He's turning into a nice, solid player. And then, of course, Nick Clifford. I like Nick a lot. I think that his ability to get near the basket's a big deal. He was, I wouldn't say he was blowing past people, but some of his moves. I like his little spin move. He did it multiple times, and not only is he coming off of a spin move as he's going into the lane, he's also looking to either shoot or dump it off. And
5 for 11 last night, 2 for 5 beyond the arc, 15 points. If you're a plus-minus person, you don't want to look at his plus-minus. But anyway, nice game once again for him.
I didn't get to watch the game last night. I was at dinner with family, but you said that you watched it. Was he playing mainly against the second team competition of the Blazers?
He played 25 minutes, so you
watched the game, right?
More. Yeah, I watched some of it.
Was he playing against any starters? Any real?
He and Malik, I think, came in early.
So he's like 7th man off the bench.
Yeah, he played 6 minutes in the first quarter.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then the second quarter, he played 2 minutes. But it was just a tough watch because we got the feed, and I don't mean to, go on a rant about it.
But here you go.
We got the feed. Well, I'm not, I'm just saying, why was it? This is terrible. But it was just hard to watch because we saw what Blazer fans saw on the scoreboard. So you'd be watching, and then some of the angles were weird, and then every time somebody on Portland scored, they'd show a replay or 2 or 3 while the Kings had the ball.
Oh,
so
that's
like
different.
Instead of seeing what the Kings are doing in the half court, here's Jeremy Grant, and here it is again.
That's kind of frustrating even for a home team watch, because you want to watch the game, and there's plenty of paused time to where you can run.
I know they're just saving money, and they had that feed, but it was a tough watch. And then I ended up watching the baseball game because that was so good.
When I used to buy NBA League Pass, and you had to watch the opposite team's feed, sometimes it was brutal. But then again, I learned about other announcers. G-Man is one of the great ones. Obviously, our boy Kyle Draper is somebody that we absolutely love watching. But like I don't know his name, but the New Orleans Pelicans announcer is awesome. Oh, he's awesome.
Yes, I'm Joel Myers.
He's awesome.
No one would know, but that's not a bad Joel Myers right there. You're welcome.
Then what I'll do is next time we have a Kings game watch party at my house, you'll be there. I'll turn the sound off. Oh, I don't want to do that because of Kyle. But then you could just do your Joel Myers.
Okay, you got it. Yeah. By the way, speaking of basketball, and I know we have a few more weeks here, but I just wanted to circle back to the fact that the Hall of Famer Rick Barry's coming to your store.
He is. I'm very excited to have Rick there. I did not know this, and I'm not going to be... I think Rick Barry's going to live forever, just knowing him and how active he is. But dude is 81 years old.
Wow.
That threw me off. I thought he was 70-something, but Rick is 81. And the reason why it surprises me because of how active the guy is. He is an active, everyday pickleball player and very good. He does doubles. And so he splits his time between Colorado and Florida, where he lives in 2 different places. His wife is a high-level executive in women's USA basketball. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah, she's very involved in that. Yeah. And so they're a very active couple. But then when I was Wikipediaing him, as I was kind of pulling up some information for our upcoming signing, Rick is 81 years old. So what I would tell you is, while Rick Barry's going to live to be 150 years old, there's a certain time of our life to go, I really don't want to travel. I'd rather just stay back and enjoy my pickleball or whatever. I was
like that 12 years ago. I hit that point.
But here you are on a Saturday driving your butt over here. And I just feel like there's a time where people as athletes will say, I've enjoyed my autograph sessions and going out there, but for me, I'm just not going to do this anymore. So we have Rick Barry coming to the store, and I'm not saying that he won't be signing somewhere else in the future. I'm just saying when you're 81, you start to pick and choose what you want to do. We saw that with Fred Bolitnikoff at our show just a few weeks back. Fred is, I want to say, 82. Hilarious. Great guy. Did you get time to spend with him?
Not.
Okay.
I did not.
So he goes, I live here. He lives in Roseville. I live here. This is perfect. I just had to drive down the street. I don't want to be flying all over the country for autographs signings. So you'll start to see some of our classic Hall of Fame level, amazing legends maybe start being a little bit more choosy. So for those of you that are here in the Sacramento area, please come out. It's going to be the 25th, which is a few Saturdays from now. I think we're going live on location at my store.
We'll do it live.
We'll do the live on location from the store that morning. We might even get Rick on the radio with us for a little bit before his signing, because his signing is at 12.
I won't have to talk.
Rick is very shy.
He's amazing.
Yeah, the fact that he had a radio show for a good 10 years. Were you ever on the same station together?
No.
Okay. Because I know that he was on a Bay Area station for, I think, 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years. And he's always been in broadcasting for many years. I don't remember who the third person was, but I remember with him, Bill Russell, and then who was the play-by-play when they did TV. Do you recall?
Actually, I think it was Pat Summerall. But
Okay.
I have to double check. Or Dick Stockton. I have to double check on that.
And Russell and him would just be at each other's throats the entire time. It's kind of funny. YouTube it. I won't spoil it, but those two very opinionated guys that really had their way.
So I'm looking forward to, and
absolutely.
I have all the older, like we were talking about, the classic vintage top stuff. I got some stuff that maybe Mr. Barry would be kind enough to sign for
You know
me,
what I did was I went on eBay and I started buying some stuff, and I don't mind saying it now because I already did all my shopping, but I went and I bought old tickets. It's for him to autograph. So I've already done my shopping. You guys can have your versions of it, but I went and I bought several tickets. In fact, one of them came yesterday. Let me tell you what it was. There were 2 unused tickets for Let me see here what I get. The 1969 Washington Caps ABA basketball tickets. There were 2 unused ones, and I'm going to have him sign them. He was that team only existed 1 year, and he was on the team.
Virginia Squires, and they had been the Oakland Oaks.
The fact your ABA, that's amazing that you know that stuff. And so I'm looking at these tickets. I got them yesterday. I physically have them in hand, and they are beautiful. I almost thought they might have been reprints. But so I'm going to have Rick sign those.
You might want to. I know that there's a gentleman who I was kind of a go-between. He has some really interesting stuff that we wanted to see if you wanted to sell. There's some stuff in that, I think, like ABA programs. There might be some Rick Barry, Oakland Oak stuff in there.
Ooh, yeah. And your friends' items are very pristine. They're very beautiful stuff.
Yes, he got them from his brother. Yeah.
I got a couple of other things I picked up for the Rick Barry signing. I picked up some Sports Illustrateds. He's on multiple Sports Illustrated covers. I bought this magazine page ad of Rick Barry with his Adidas shoes. I paid $5.90 on eBay for that. So it has an ad. So I can always get a Rick Barry signed jersey or Rick Barry signed photo, but you can't get some of these unique stuff like, tickets and stuff like that. So very excited. Programs, that kind of stuff is really cool. So don't forget, you could go to truesportscards.com to buy your Rick Barry ticket. We have any item tickets available. Can I say prices? It's my show, right?
Yeah.
$60 any item.
No, you can't say that. No.
And except for that. And $60 any item, and it includes James Spence authentication witness authentication stickers. So Karen Spence from JSA will be there watching the item being signed live. You don't have to pay extra. Normally that's extra. We're including it because we love you. So please go ahead, Whitey.
Question: if I bring in a card, 72 Topps basketball, Rick Barry's nice enough to sign it for me. I want to get it authenticated. Do they put the sticker on the card?
They can if that's what you choose it to be.
Because if they put it on a sleeve, I could easily fake that. I wouldn't do that, but someone could.
Correct. For those of you that want to know a little bit more about authentication, whenever they add a tamper-proof sticker, the piece that they put the sticker on has to be fully attached to the item that's autographed.
Right.
As an example, if somebody signed a jersey and it has sewn on letters or numbers, and they signed on the number, say, for example, Rick Barry's number is 24, and he signs on the 4, the sticker must be on the actual 4 because somebody can remove that 4 and put it somewhere else. So they won't stick it on the tag or the jersey, but it has to be all in one place. So if it's signed on a card, the sticker has to be on the card, but it doesn't necessarily. It's your choice whether or not you want it on a card or not. It still can be encapsulated, and a lot of people will still do that. They'll get the sticker, and they still send it into a company like PSA or CGC to get it slabbed.
Gotcha.
So it's just, it's totally an option to the person. I personally, when I see a card and it has a sticker of a witness, as in not an opinion, but Karen Spence saw him sign it, and here's the proof of it with a little W in front of that number, that means it's a witness. There's not an opinion. We saw it happen. I look at that as a positive addition to the card, and not a negative.
Now, obviously, Emran, we're talking about cards and autographs and things, and for you to maximize the value of them, if that's what you're interested in, you got to get them authenticated. You got to send it to PSA. My understanding is there are some things going on with the prices to have that done, but that you are making a stand here, taking a stand for your customers. About
3 weeks ago, maybe a little bit more than that, there was an announcement from PSA that said, "Hey guys, we're getting influxed again with with grading, and they are now receiving roughly about 1.7 to 1.8 million cards a month." And I know by talking to some of my representatives at PSA that they are able to crank out about 80,000 cards a day. And they work 7 days a week. I know that facility is going 7 days a week, even though they're only open to the public certain times. So at 30 days a month times 80,000 cards, they're doing about 2.4 million cards that they can crank out a month. So they're pacing ahead of what's coming in. But you got to remember, just because they could crank out 2,400 doesn't mean that they don't have a backlog of 1.7 from last month, 1.7 from this month. So that they're still trying to catch up. So what they did was they made an announcement about 3 weeks ago to a month ago, and they said, "Hey, everybody, especially you dealers that do bulk submissions. Good news. We're going to try to be able to do more, but it's going to take a little longer, and we're going to charge a little bit more. And I go, oh, great. So I'm supposed to go to my customers and say, it's going to cost a little bit more, and it's going to and it's slower? Okay, thanks. Thanks for both of those really riveting updates.
And that was the good news?
And that was the good news? I guess the good news was it won't be delayed even more than what I just told you.
Right.
It's like, oh, great. Because at the worst, when the pandemic was in full effect, they were a good year out for. I mean, you'd submit your card now, and you'd be lucky to get it in August of next year.
They actually shut down for a while, didn't they?
They did during
sending ripples through the industry.
Correct, and Beckett did even worse. They were shut down for like an entire year, which, in retrospect, turned into what it turned into, which is almost nothing. However, they just did recent. Well, I'll talk about pricing here in a second regarding PSA. They just recently ran their numbers in regards to submission numbers, and PSA was at again like 1.8 million, but CGC has moved into second place clearly with 550,000 cards that were submitted last month. That's incredible because they were like fourth place. And guess who's way at the bottom now? SGC, who was clearly number 2, that was purchased by PSA. And PSA basically said, oh, you guys are really good competition. Let's buy you and let's shut you down. And they had less than 70,000 submissions last month. That's 1/8 of what CGC got. So for those of you that have been paying attention, you know that we at True Sports Cards have added CGC as a submission center. I do have an account with them. I do have a submission center, and they start at $20, right? And they can go all the way down to $16 a piece. So this is a really great option because now you're having this significant number of 500,000 cards going into CGC, and they are prepped for it. They are ready for whatever the influx is because they've been grading for many, many years in the Pokemon and non-sport space for many years. So they are ready for whatever the influx looks like. And I'm excited to see what CGC can have. We have our first batch coming back this week that we sent out about a month ago.
Fresh batch.
So I'm excited to see what that's going to look like. So here we go. So regarding the PSA pricing, I'm going to withhold the price increases. I've already started eating it because they made the move of that pricing a few weeks ago. And I've basically eaten the cost of it going up while giving my customers the chance to be able to submit stuff before the price increase. Our price increase will go up by $2 per card from $30 to $32 for a single card. And then if you do bulk 5 or more, it's going to go from $25 to $27. It's going up $2 per. It's a straight across the board, just jumping it what they jumped it to me for. And some people might go, $32 for a card, but you got to remember I've done something very different than other submission centers. I don't know if they do or not, but I've done it. I've hired an employee there in Southern California, and I ship your cards to a secure location where he takes it and drives it into PSA, avoiding that dreaded mail room where a box comes in and sits there for a good 3 weeks to a month before they even open it. When they open it, that's when the processing starts and the clock starts. So when they say 65 business days, that means from when they open the box and realize that, oh, there's a submission that we need to start processing. So when a box sits there for 30 days, the clock doesn't start of the 65 business days until then. So we're shaving an entire month off the process by having my guy walk in and say, hey, rep, to Emran, here you go. Here's the box of cards. And the rep starts working on it immediately. So I can see the day that my guy down south, James, when he walks it in, I can see it processing that night or the next day. Whereas before, when I was sending it to the facility via mail overnight, we'd sit there and we would see it, process 3 to 4 weeks later before it even.
Yeah.
It shows that it arrived, and then it will show a month later before it starts processing.
I know that also if I bring a card in, and I've done this, if I take it to some places, they may just say, okay, you want to submit this? Okay.
Oh,
but
we don't do that.
Yeah, you will take a look at it and, hey, you're sure you want to
I don't tell them what I think it's going to grade for, but I will tell them if it makes sense for them to send it in at all. For example, there was a guy that brought in a bunch of 87 tops, my favorite set. and he was bringing in, Rafael Palmeiro and Bo Jackson and this stuff. And I'm looking at the cards, and I think that they might get an 8. But a Bo Jackson PSA 8 in 1987 Topps, that's going to be, $20, maybe a little bit less.
So if I'm spending $30 to grade it, yeah, I see. It doesn't pencil out.
Right.
Even I know that.
The math ain't mathin'.
Right.
Well, even wearing that helmet,
right,
with all the tackling you did with that helmet, even you could figure that out.
Right.
And I think the part about it is when the guy said, well, it doesn't matter to me because these are my PC, these are my personal collection, I want to keep this. Sure, then. Doesn't matter about the money. If you want it in a PSA holder and you want to send it in. Now, if you get a PSA 10 Bo Jackson, which is highly unlikely, but let's say you get it, that's a $200 card. So there are opportunities for you to, come out on the winning side of that investment. But if it's for your personal collection and you just want it protected and you love it in that PSA holder, go for it. There's also other options like CGC if you're just wanting it to go into a nice little beautiful slab. So anyways, that will not take effect. That new pricing will not take effect until November 1st. So get your cards in. Not that the $2 will sway you one way or another, but if you're submitting, save yourself some money. We're here to help you out as best we can.
Now, you mentioned the helmet. Beautiful helmet.
Apparently, it's itchy inside.
A little bit. It is. I'm something of an influencer. You're going to see a lot of people wearing these now.
You are.
After I wore this today. But I'm wearing this in honor, of course, of the old school kid from Rio Linda.
Let's talk
3
some
touchdowns
football.
Thursday night for the Giants. Cam Scatterbo. He and Jackson Dart they're making some moves, right? Their card values are creeping upwards here, or maybe not creeping, skyrocketing upwards.
So we're in Sacramento. You're the host of the Drive Guys. Was that a part of the conversations Friday? Did you guys talk about Jackson Dart and Scatterbo?
Sure. Yeah.
What are people saying locally?
Just they're proud, for
That
Sacramento.
is
Dope. That's exactly what they're saying. It's exactly what they're saying.
Do you have a whack sound drop?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'll get it right now. Do it.
Yeah. That is whack. That's so whack. I know there was somebody, a coach, and I forget who it was, posted on social media some video of Cam Scatterbo when he was with Sac State. I think it was an onside kick, and he picked it up, and he went through it seemed like, there's only 11 guys on the team. It seemed like he went through 14 people and just carried him into the end zone. So that's the type of player he is. And for, people are just proud. That's what we're about. That's what Rio Linda's about.
Dude, and whether it was on Thursday night or Sunday morning or Monday night, that was a game that people were going to tune into. Eagles versus Giants, right?
Right.
That NFC East, bruise 'em, rock 'em, sock 'em,
It's the
robo.
first time the Giants have won a divisional game since, I think, 23.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was bad.
So it was a big surprise against the high-flying Eagles.
So here you are. I happened to be watching it on the flight home on Thursday because I was coming home from Florida, and I was watching it on the TV, and I was like, wow, this kid's like a little battering ram.
Yes.
He's awesome. I'm knocking on real wood, not just because he's local, but this is not real wood, is it?
I don't think it is.
It's a press board. I'm knocking on press board that he's healthy.
And people can see you. That's the thing.
The funny part for those of you not watching on YouTube, I knocked and I said, I'm knocking on real wood and I'm knocking on this. And you just looked under the table as if, where's the real wood at?
Okay. Yeah.
He plays at a reckless rate. We'll talk about Jackson Dart playing reckless, but a battering ram, right? That smash mouth type. He's not really going around many people. He's going right at people. I'm trying to think of some of the players that have that smaller structure battering ram mentality over the years that we've seen.
He's like a fullback, like an all-stot or something. I saw that comparison.
All-stot, but faster.
Yeah.
And smaller. Mm-hmm. But yeah, all-star was a little bit bigger because he was like Warwick Dunn size with all-star's mentality of how to play. So you had that backfield, that Buccaneer backfield. But I really enjoy watching him, and for him to score 3 touchdowns on a primetime game in a big game to where the Eagles are 4-1 and they're 1-4. It's not like I can be proud because I don't know the guy, but just having a local guy doing that on national TV is a cool thing to see.
You know that not to slag the Eagles. A week ago they were 4-0. A week ago today they were 4-0. Now they're 4-2.
4-2 with a loss to a divisional rival.
Yeah.
And then who did they lose the other game to?
Denver.
Yeah. And that was
that was at home for them, and then they lost to the Giants. So
they had a bad Thursday.
Yeah.
Philly had a bad Thursday.
Yeah.
The Flyers lost, which people pay attention to hockey sometimes.
Oh, and
but then the Phillies were just knocked out too. So
right. But how about Jackson Dart?
So you talked about his reckless play.
Yeah.
Talk about that, Whitey, because I want to pontificate on that.
I just remember years ago when the Wildcat was in vogue. What was this, around 2011? And I remember hearing John Gruden on, I think it was ESPN Radio, and he was saying, you just can't put your quarterback in harm's way. You just can't do it like that.
Who was running Wildcat at that time?
A lot of teams. It was...
refresh me. I'm not challenging you. I don't remember.
Well, I think
remember
Miami ran a little
with
bit
Ronnie,
of it.
with Ronnie Brown.
And who else? I think even Washington might have been running it a little bit.
Who was the quarterback at the time?
Oh, with the RG3.
Oh, yeah, RG3. You're right.
Yeah. So, and then Mike Tomlin said, it's the flavor of the month. It'll go away. Colin Kaepernick ran a lot of it. Not this Wildcat, but read option more than the Wildcat.
But the whole purpose of, am I going to toss it to my sweeping running back or not? One way or another, I, as the quarterback, am going to get hit.
Yeah.
Right? That was kind of the play.
One of the ways teams combated it is they told that defensive end, look, you see the quarterback with the ball.
Just hit him.
Just blast him.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
If he gives it up, just hit him.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it won't be roughing the passer because he's a running back.
Yeah.
And you're going to blast him.
Yeah. So we've seen that evolution. And, we mentioned the Eagles. You got a guy like Jalen Hurts who's such a good runner. It's amazing.
But he stopped running as much.
Yeah. But he's a great runner. And it's, we saw even against the Chiefs, we saw Trevor Lawrence. He ran the ball because it is available there. So anyway, the point is Jackson Dart's very mobile, but he's also, not only is he mobile, but it's like, bro, you got to slide sometimes. And he, leads with his head. So it's one thing to be mobile, but he's, I think, a little reckless.
Here's the interesting, Purdy doesn't slide as often as he should either. Truthfully, being a Niners fan and watching every game and every snap, he doesn't slide a lot all the time either. I think, though, when you see some of the really bad injuries for quarterbacks, I think of Trevor Lawrence on a slide getting blasted. I think of Teddy Bridgewater going for a slide and getting knocked out. When these quarterbacks are sliding, yes, they do give themselves up, but they truly do give themselves up. And maybe...
And they're defenseless?
Correct. And maybe somebody like a Jackson Dart goes, well, maybe I'm going to hit him before he hits me, because if I'm sliding feet first and the guy's got full momentum, I'm just basically getting, head capped on a slide.
Maybe.
Trevor Lawrence was out for a lot of games with the concussion. So
then you might as well just, when, the team punts or scores a touchdown, just go to the blue tent. When the other team has the ball, Jackson Dart, you just go to the blue tent.
It's like,
and your coach is going to stick his
the
head
defense
in there.
is,
Are you ready to come out yet? That was wild.
The defense is on the field, which means Jackson is going to the blue tent.
Right, right. Yeah. That was the craziest thing with the coach yelling at the team doctor. Russell Wilson comes in, throws one pass. Giants fans are, boo! And the coach is yelling at the doctor, and the doctor's like,
what do you want me to do? I'm trying to do the finger, follow my finger with your eyes. And the guy's,
Yeah. So they're investigating, the league and the Players Association are investigating their concussion protocol because coaches aren't supposed to be in the tent.
Hey, can you see my fingers? My fingers are waving you back on the field.
Yeah.
But this is the old smelling salt mentality, right? You smell it.
It is.
Smell
he
salt.
He got his bell rung. He's fine. Right? That was what they used to say.
They need some of that Doug Christie smell salt.
Yeah. He got his bell rung. He's fine. It's third down. Get him back out.
How many fingers am I holding up? 7? It's close enough. Get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many fingers am I holding up? Argentina. That's correct.
That's the right number. I think you said 5. Let's talk about numbers on this. So Scatabo. So we're going to operate, because we don't have a lot of 25 product with their autographs. So let's operate off of 24 Bowman Chrome University for both guys. Mm-hmm. So Cam Scatabo has numbered to 299 refractor auto, sold on September 1st for $76. Yesterday, or is today the 11th? Today, one sold like exactly the same type of thing, $100. So it's up $25 from last time, which is cool. You're already starting to see it.
Cam,
that's
right?
Cam specifically. Yeah. So you're getting Cam at $100. I did this wrong last time as far as percentages. Remember when we were mathing? and I was getting all the mathematics wrong.
I do recall that.
And Anthony was like, "No, you need to do it this way." So
that was pre-glasses, wasn't it?
It was pre-glasses, but now that I have the glasses on, just call me Brown Google. Bruegel.
Yeah.
So it's a 75% increase, not necessarily. Oh, excuse me. No, I'm wrong again.
I'm gonna say.
I think we all got it wrong last time.
Yeah,
anyways.
I think we did.
Someone in chat corrected all.
I think it was Peg Junk.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was Campio.
We gotta wait for chat.
Somebody, we have chat. If it went up $25 on...
Shout out Argentina.
How many fingers am I holding up? 1, 2, 3, Cancun. Sounds good to me. Scatabo up $25 for just a month, a little over a month and a week later, up $25 from its original price. Brown Google, I just went, that's kind of what I go by. Jackson Dart. So we've got...
Apparently doesn't believe we ever visited the moon, but that's another story.
Is that truly what he said?
Yeah, I believe he's on record as saying, no, that's fake.
But can he did he say that before he went into the tent or after?
It was before. It was pre-tent. I don't know what he thinks now.
He came out, he's like, the moon is definitely a thing. It's definitely round, and we definitely went to it.
Yeah.
Like, his bell is wrong. We've got Jackson Dart. We've got the Bowman Chrome University Auto, number $299. That sold on August 30th for $180. Sold 2 days ago for the same card, $235. So we're looking at an increase of $55 on a 180.
That's nice.
It feels low.
Yes, I would have expected it to have gone up higher.
I will tell you that the ones that are PSA 9s or higher are easily in the $300 to $500 range at this moment, numbered to $299. And figure $299 is still a plentiful number. So if you're getting a card at $299 and you're getting autographs and it's still in the $300 range, at this point, based on Dayble's feeling about putting Russ in there.
I want the doctor to get his own card.
And the fans to just, a Tops Now version of their card. Hands out, just kind of like, I don't know. What do you want me to do? Right. The guy's eyes are googly. But just to think about if I was to say a hot player that was a $299 refractor auto, I think of Nick Kurtz in the Bowman Chrome at $299. You saw it just go bananas. It went from like $100 to $300 to now it's sitting at right around $450 for a Nick Kurtz baseball version of the Bowman Chrome Auto, number to $299. I expect the Jackson Dart to do a very similar rise. This is the perfect. We talked about it before we were on radio. You and I talked about it, Whitey. It's like this is the perfect mix of being able to say it's the right media market, it's the right two players playing the right positions. These two have the opportunity to be some real big numbers. I'd be careful because we've seen, a CJ Stroud have this meteoric rise, but like now's a good time. I would still, even with it on the upswing, even with the higher prices, I would still invest in these two guys at the moment for sure. Because even if something happens to Jackson, barring a catastrophic injury, that guy's going back in no matter what. Because one pass from Russell Wilson, the entire fan base let everybody know how that felt.
Yeah. We still don't know how real it is. I mean, Cam Scattaboo's Cam Scattaboo. But as far as Jackson Dart and the Giants being better, because they beat the Chargers and they beat the Eagles, but in between they lost to the Saints. So, we'll see.
Yeah, I wasn't listening to you.
Okay.
I took my glasses off to clean it. Now they're back on. What did you say?
I was just pointing out that we're not sure how real this surge or whatever it is with the Giants is because, they beat the Chargers. Wow. And they beat the Eagles. But in between that, I believe they lost to the Nollan Saints.
So let's just say that they go 7-8 this year. Or what would the number be? It would be 8-9.
Yeah.
8-9. Let's say they go 8-9. Would you still be encouraged? I would be. Right? You're looking at this team. It's like they got Scatterbo.
They go 8-9. Yeah, that would be something.
They go 7-10. Okay, so what? As long as they're not 3 and whatever the number is, 14. Even then, you still got a promising. You have a foundational piece.
You do, but they're not there. They haven't done that yet. You're right, but we don't know if they're going to do that. You're correct. But.
So far, so good. And when it comes to what the alternative option is, Russell Wilson.
Poor Russ.
Poor Russ. I mean, the guy's, again, you said it maybe a show ago where you thought that some people talked about him playing his way out of the Hall of Fame.
Gonzalez and Richard Sherman, who doesn't care for him, said he was a Hall of Famer, but now he's not
That's
anymore.
cumulative stats.
Yeah,
It's already over. He's going to be, whether he's first ballot or third ballot, he's getting in eventually. But it's a recency bias. They're going to think about him just being booed off the field. At this point, if I'm Russ, I'd be like, I'll stick around for the remainder of this year, but I really need to not Flacco the rest of my career.
Right.
And just, ride off into the sunset. Because we saw some really great quarterbacks turn into Phillips Rivers with the Colts. And it reminds me of some of these legendary Hall of Fame players that you're like, Willie Mays played for the Mets?
Emmitt Smith Cardinals.
Emmitt Smith Cardinals?
Joe Namath Rams. That's going back a ways.
That's
a thing.
His final touchdown pass to my guy, Harold Jackson. That's right. So you start looking at these like, do we really want... I mean, Russ has been what? Denver, then Steelers, now the Giants, and all three of those didn't really pan out the way it is.
Jerry Rice Seahawks.
Ugh. Jerry Rice, Denver on the practice squad.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he ended it on the Brett Favre Jets. We could just keep going.
Brett Favre was funny because he goes Jets, like, he's done. Then he went to the Vikings, like, oh, he's not done yet. But anyway, yes, I agree with you.
Peg Junk just got mathematical on us. Remember, Emran, current value minus original cost, so that's 24. Divide the 24 by 100 for an ROI of 31.58%. Peg Junk, my hero. Yes, I love it.
There goes my hero.
Thank you. We've got a few minutes left, but we're going to run 9 minutes going here. What do we got? What else can we talk
Everybody
about?
loves a mystery, right? I love mysteries.
Okay.
Tell me about the Canton and Cooper Mystery Hall of Fame set.
I've been working on this.
Sports Cards.
I've been working on this forever. It's a new product. If you go to truesportscards.com.
Can I hold this up? It does have a scamming thing, so maybe I should.
Yeah, no, it's for that reason.
Oh, okay.
So, for those of you on YouTube, you can see that Whitey Gleason is holding up the label for the Canton and Cooper series. Obviously, Canton being the Hall of Fame location for football. Cooper is a shortcut for Cooperstown, where baseball is. I couldn't figure out Springfield.
First mystery solved.
Yeah, first mystery solved. So it's the Canton and Cooper series by True. And I've always loved working with Hall of Famers. There's something about working with Hall of Famers. There's two things. Number one, I love stories and getting to know Hall of Famers in person because they are the foundation of what today's athletes have been basing their entire careers on. They saw them and watched them. And two, often they didn't make the dollars and money that, not just often, confirm they didn't make the money that the players are making today, right? Rick Barry told me one time he played for $35,000 a year for the ABA. Of course, $35,000 is a lot different than it is today's $35,000. But Sabonis makes $40 million today.
Harmon Killebrew played for $3.25 an hour. And players, when it went to extra innings, they were so excited because we get more money.
But a lot of these guys, when they joke about Bob Cousy playing against plumbers, they're not joking because these guys had second and third jobs. Many of them worked at hardware stores or, worked on a farm on the off season because they had to pay their bills.
Yeah.
Longshore fishermen. Like there was a lot of stories of that stuff. But the reason why I like working with them is because we're able to have some of our heroes at an affordable rate. So what I've done was I created 3 different types of products, mystery jerseys, mystery cards that have been encapsulated or slabbed, and mystery 8x10 photos. And what Whitey's holding up right now on YouTube and the radio is a label that we have of our Mystery Hall of Fame 8x10 photos. So we sell them now. We're going to be selling them in store, and I'm going to give you a little bit of yah-yah here in a second. We sell them for $50. You can put that down, Whitey. Oh, you're giving him the chance to scan me. He's got a face for radio.
Taking a few too many hits.
$50 plus tax, and that will get you one autographed Hall of Fame photo that's already been authenticated by PSA DNA. And each one of these mysteries have a list of the potential guys that are in the product. So if you go to truesportscards.com, look up the word mystery in the search bar, you'll be able to see the different ones. I have basketball, football, and baseball. We're loading them right now. They're $50 for the photo. They're $65 for the slab autographed card, which means the card is not pack pulled. It's actually signed by a Hall of Famer, and then it's encapsulated by PSA or SGC or CGC or Beckett, so it'll be one of those brands. And we also have an autographed jersey mystery box, and that one. So the slab cards was $65. The mystery jersey boxes are $120, and you get an autographed jersey of a player. Most recently, we had Shaq jerseys in some of these products. So you never knew who you're going to get, but what you can confirm is that you're going to get a Hall of Famer no matter which product that you buy. And if you think about the ROI, as my friend Peg Junk told me, ROI is important. And when you're buying boxes of Prism for $800 and you're getting back $100 in cards value, why wouldn't you spend $120 and get a potential Shaq jersey? Or we put only Hall of Famers in there, so I can't put Curry in there yet. I can't put those guys in there yet, but I have really great options in there of high value. The ceiling is lower, meaning you're not going to get a $4,000 jersey in there, but our floor is higher as well. So you're not going to get a $20 jersey in there.
It's amazing how many people, so many people are saying, hey, Emran, you should give one to your co-host to open.
I'm looking right now. I see none of that anywhere.
They got deleted somehow, but it's all just a whole bunch of people. It's a good idea.
Just keep scratching your head about that one. Yeah, it's a lot of fun product. I would love to do that. And
these are available now? Or?
Yes, and guess where else they're going? I don't know if I made this announcement, but here's here's an announcement at the end. We have been approved as a retailer on Walmart.com. What? So as soon as we get this product approved and on Walmart.com, I will no longer sell it in my store because I think that it's a conflict of interest. So it'll be available on our website. It'll be available on Walmart.com. And we're also going to make it available for those card shops around the nation. So that way they have the ability to carry our product in there. So I got a lot of jerseys. You've been to the secret warehouse. You know that I have over 14,000 signed jerseys.
Yes.
And so
I didn't know that. I didn't count.
Yeah, I got 1, 2, start over. So we have the ability to make these products, and I'm excited about it. It's been something I've been dreaming about. And when I think of some of the other companies that provide these types of things, I hate them. They're terrible. So it's time to put it in a good product, and I'm excited about it, and I'm excited about them joining us.
McCalcium. Emran, let Whitey open one. Look at that.
Fine. He'll have one next week.
Thank you for being with us. Thank you, Emran. We'll see you next week here in the True Sports Cards Show. Hopefully we'll see you at True Sports Cards. Have a good weekend.
And if you're hungry, Chinese restaurant right next door to the card store. Talk about True Sports Card Store, yeah. Card Store.